Memphis statistically
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Boy, here you go.
Welcome to another episode.
Statistically better. Jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, welcome to another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. It's your boy, Big Zeke. I'm in the building with my brothers, Dre.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Happy Sunday.
I'm also here with my brother, Kesey.
What's good, good people?
How y'all doing, man? How y'all week been going?
It's been a good week, man. Good week. Safe week. Safer. Traumatic, but good.
Well, first of all, let's just go ahead and give it a moment of silence for the people in Buffalo, New York, and also our home, Milwaukee. There were some shootings on Friday, unfortunately, at the near the Deer District, and there was also some shootings near there was some shooting in Buffalo, New York, at a grocery store. So first of all, I just want to send my condolences to those families and those people who were in those incidents. No injury reports. So far it has been no updates or no there's been no injuries. Let's just put that out there. Anybody hurt? I will say I did read something about Chris Middleton. If the Bucks make it out of this series, he's not looking good for the next series either.
He's not looking good either?
He's not looking good.
Oh,
so
God.
If we do make it out of this, I don't know when we're going to see Chris Middleton again.
The finals, hopefully. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it just the same injury that Giannis had last year?
No. Giannis had a hyperextended knee. And
okay.
To be honest with you, he said it. I was still hurt throughout the NBA finals. He said it. He's like, Giannis. I was still hurt.
Yeah.
Like this off season, going into the beginning of this year, he was still hurt. So, pretty much anyway, thank God. Only thing you can say about that is thank God. Because hyperextended knee, that's an injury you sit down for at least a month.
Yeah.
So that's the number one thing.
You know what I don't like about basketball? And I got to get this out.
Go ahead.
It's too much flopping going on. Play basketball.
Ain't that much flopping.
It's plenty of flopping.
There's a lot of flopping going on.
Watch this. Oh, well.
Look.
Now.
Come on, man.
Now, was that an offensive foul? No. Did he sell it? Yes.
Yes. Well, Marcus Smart's the king, him and Chris Paul and Luka.
And Luka.
Oh, man.
Don't forget about your boy Draymond.
Oh, Draymond's pretty bad, too. He's pretty bad.
Steph's a crybaby too.
Most superstars are.
Most superstars are crybaby.
Yeah, they are.
Most superstars are.
They got to get back to playing basketball. They ruining the sport, man, with all that flopping.
They are,
play
but
basketball and get to the point.
I mean, I don't want to be the old man on this porch, so I'm not gonna say that. But it is. That's just part of the game. That's been going on since the 2000s.
Yeah.
Before,
but it gets worse.
A little bit. I mean, these kids come up coddled and stuff like that, so it's not a shocker. Tom's not here, Tom's not here. I guess I can tell my story. So we were down. Me and Dre were down at the Bucks game, unfortunately, while there was the shooting, and
Dre and me,
whatever. This guy next to me on my left.
Yes.
Y'all paid all that money, almost get your life taken.
Well, I didn't pay anything. It was a birthday present for me.
Here you go.
I did pay some money to almost get my life taken, but good thing for me is I know I stay cool, calm in those type of situations.
Oh yeah.
This
ain't your first rodeo.
I ain't gonna say this ain't my first rodeo. I just know I play cool and calm in those situations. The person to my left maybe felt differently.
So since Isaiah wants to make this a Dre talk show,
man.
Tell your story, man. And it's just so I can just say this. Tell your story, and I'll do it again twice on Sunday.
Wow.
There you go.
You know what? I was gonna tiptoe around.
No. We ain't no need to tiptoe.
We here now. We here. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
Listen here.
Spit it out.
Listen here, man.
You wasn't there. So this is what happened.
No, be quiet. No, you had your turn.
No,
I got this.
Tell my story.
I got
tell my
this.
story. Can I tell my story?
Nope.
Can I tell my story?
Because you never tell it right.
It is the right
I'm
story.
going to tell the story, and then you can tell your version. So bottom line is we left the game.
You tell your POV. I'm going to tell my POV.
Fine. We left the game.
Uh-huh.
As we were leaving the game, people were running in the stadium, right? Like running in the stadium. No one at this point knew anybody was shooting, right? No one knew anyone was shooting. And So one thing I learned about Isaiah, he likes to tend to try to embarrass me, but he know it doesn't ever work because I'm Dre the man. So no matter what you say, I'm still the man, just so you know. So these people start running in the stadium, and everybody started running. Okay, everybody started running to the exit, including me. I look back, and Zeke's behind me. I look back again, and he's nowhere to be found. So I kept running. What? Nope. I kept running. And so then when we get outside, the crowd starts running again. So I start running in this way too. In all seriousness, very traumatic experience. Not gonna lie, very traumatic experience. I've never been that close to gunfire or death. And at that point, I still didn't know it was gunfire until I actually got to the crib. And so I called Zeke and was like, where are you at? He said, just keep going, bro. You left me. What the heck am I supposed to do? I look back and you ain't there. If you're upset by that, talk it over with your shrink. Fix it. Okay?
Can I talk now?
Go ahead.
Hold on. My thing is,
go ahead, Keith.
What you want to do? Hold your hand?
Thank you. He ain't my girl or my kid.
The way it seemed like you wanted him to hold your hand. And say,
I didn't say hold my hand.
Bruh. And I checked on him multiple times.
I didn't say hold my hand.
So go ahead and continue with the world versus Dre.
You know what? That's cool. And that's even cool.
Is that another one?
No, it's like replaying.
Oh.
Because he might have.
Oh, they reversed the call.
Oh, so it wasn't on Giannis?
No.
Oh, thank God.
So, since we finna go here.
Well, that's what you were ready for. So
Kesey.
Spit it out. Come on, man.
You and I both know if I come with you, that's who I'm leaving with.
Well, now we're
Let's start there. Let's start there. That's number one. Number two, we were inside the building. Two people. Oh, that wasn't going in. Good hustle, Bobby.
So calling some weird calls, man.
Ticky tack, man.
That wasn't going in.
But he couldn't. Yeah.
So anyways, Kesey. So we coming down the stairs. We about to leave. People are running inside. I heard the slight of he got a gun.
I didn't hear that.
Now I heard that. Dre didn't hear that. Dre just seen some people running, and he started running that opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
He started running that direction
happily.
In the mist.
Come on. Oh my God.
In the midst of that, I was about to turn around and say, hey Dre, hold on a minute. But before I could say that, I've never seen a 40-year-old man run the dash as fast as he ran the dash.
Not 40.
That's a no call.
That's a no call.
That's a no call.
Not 40, but continue.
That's
a no call.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's where the game is twisted at, man.
That's the ref. That's not on the play.
I'm saying the refs.
But let's also be fair. The Bucks need to play better. Come on.
But so while he was talking, I look over my shoulder, and Dre gone. I said, "Did this Negro just leave me here?" And my thing is this, Dre. My thing is this. Before you ran out the opposite, I was going to tell you, hold on, man, we good right here. Because they're shooting outside.
Didn't know
we're
that.
Inside. Why would you run outside?
We didn't know that. We just saw a group of people running towards
what did I tell
hundreds of people.
And what did I tell you?
After the fact.
That's some.
Listen here, man. Listen here.
You know, listen. Hold on.
But hold on.
Me and him have been in similar situations.
Mm-hmm.
But we have been at clubs. And he know automatically.
Ain't no evidence whatsoever.
Get the safety. Check on me when we get to what safety.
Exactly.
And did I not check on you when we get to safety? I called you multiple times. No,
you was gone.
I was gone. But he just listen. At the
ain't nothing. If I come with you, I'm be like, hey, you on your own, man.
I didn't say you was on your own.
Drove.
You should have ran with me. That's what I say. You should have ran with me. So the moral of this story, whatever the case is,
the moral of the story is don't leave your people behind.
Oh God,
Don't leave your people behind.
Listen,
point blank. Period.
You taller than him. You got longer legs than him. There's no way he should have been ahead of you in the first place.
I ain't never seen Dre run that fast my entire life.
Well, that shows you a lot about yourself right now.
What that show a lot about me that I'm cool and calm in those situations, and he do.
Well,
when black people see other people running, they start running.
So what did you do?
I said, "Hey Dre, hold on a minute. They shooting outside. We inside."
That never was said.
I never got a chance to say it, Kesey, because he was. When I tell you, I looked this way for 2 minutes, and I looked
for 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
No.
I mean, if you look for 2 minutes, I'll be gone too. You wouldn't find me either.
Listen, this is
And
all.
there's a shooting going on. Automatically, you know, if
But they
everybody's
shooting
running,
outside, though, right?
But no one knew what it was. No, when those people bomb rushed us at the Forum, and this is all I'm going to say about this. When those people bomb rushed us, everybody and their mama start running. So I'm not sure if
Half
the point.
people started running.
I'm not sure the point of this story is Dre bogus, or I want to add more humiliation to what I've been trying to do for Dre. Nevertheless, most
I just thought it
people
was
agree
hilarious.
with me on this. I can't help it. America, I was taught if there's a fight, you go the other way. You don't run to the fight.
I'm not saying you run to the fight.
All I'm saying is what this situation has taught me, though, again, is a better exit strategy in situations like this. I've never been in the crossfire of gun violence. I try to protect where I go. I try to hang out with people that don't associate with that. Even in college, man, we have friends that would get in fights all the time, and we would tell them, like, bruh, we don't come to parties to stop you from fighting. We don't come to parties to have to hold you back every single time. Like, bruh, we not built that way. Like, we got your back. And at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, no one knew it was gunfire until outside when people said it. And by then, thankfully, things were mostly calm. And then 20 minutes later, we get a notice that 17 people were shot on Water Street. So Deer District is probably done.
I don't think so.
I think it's probably done
until
they can find a way to regulate it like better than what they did. Wisconsin will not let their downtown go to waste. They will not. They'd rather see the hood continue to crumble, continue to kill each other, continue to do whatever than to let their downtown go to waste. That's exactly why they canceled the viewing party, because they couldn't figure out how to safely do it in a day and a half. I guarantee you that.
Well, I guarantee if the Bucks get past this, there will be other viewing parties, and we will.
And you're gonna pay to be there. You're gonna pay the party.
You're gonna pay. Oh, you know what there's gonna be? They're gonna start having to using that ID scan. Everybody that comes in, gotta scan your ID.
Probably. I will say I think they was already charging that one day. I forgot what day it was. They was already charging.
They never charged for Deer District.
They was charging because I seen them.
Clubs around there charged. No, I know what you're talking about. They made you pre-register, but they never charged.
Oh, okay.
They charged for inside viewing parties at the Fiserv Forum. But at the end of the day, for me, I've never been shot, and I don't want to downplay anyone that has ever been shot or lost a loved one to violence. For a guy that's really strong in his beliefs of God and just not a person that really lives their life fearful, it's a different traumatic experiencing something like that. Like, seriously, at my birthday thing on Saturday, my family was like, well, will you go back down there? I said, why wouldn't I? You know what I'm saying? You can't let people take away the experience that you have. Will I do things differently? Yeah, moving forward, I'm going to park in the parking structure. You know what I'm saying? And just go straight from the stadium to the parking structure. You know what I'm saying? Hey, call it what you want, man. And
no, I'm not. That is all good.
And I'll probably, I get it, but no, in seriousness, and I'm probably going to seriously become a handgun owner. Seriously.
Well, let me know.
No.
That makes you hold on, but that makes you want to become a handgun.
Well, I mean, protection, man. Protection for real, man. Because I would hate to ever have to use it, but I know our city is reckless, but the recklessness I seen on Sunday was a whole nother level. Not just with the violence, but it wasn't just violence. It was breaking windows. It was turning over barricades. People were getting trampled. That's just something that's crazy.
Did you not see the NBA Final Deer District last year?
I was watching it.
Exactly. So, like, this was the first week. This was the first hot week.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine our city in the summer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the first hot week.
Could you imagine?
Just getting outside.
My summer will be spent outside the garage barbecuing.
And so
in your condo,
I don't have a condo.
Well, give it to me. Let me get it. Shoot.
So,
but to bro's point, a lot of people I've talked to now are like changing, and it's unfortunate, but they're changing their strategy of what they're going to do this summer.
I mean, I don't think this summer is any different from any different summer in Milwaukee.
I don't know, man.
I just feel like
one hot day in May brought all that out.
Yes.
What is a hot day in
we
July?
Had 380 days. We had 380 days in a row.
But this was a Friday night.
That's what I'm saying. 380 days.
They was pumped up.
This is the first
weekend of the summer. They had no air all week.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though, man.
It's unfortunate, man. And, you know, I'm joking with Dre, like, you know what I'm saying, I get it. You know, you panic and you start running. I get it. It was just funny to me because I turned around and he was ghost, and I ain't never seen Dre run that fast in my entire life.
Listen, when your life is on, woo, let's go, Yanni. When you think your life is on the line, so, you got superpowers that you didn't know. Look, I was running and praying. Running and praying.
As Zeke know, we have been in situations like that before when we've been out.
And that's the funny part, Kesey. Me and you have been in situations like that. You like, hey, come on, let's go.
But you gotta know your people that you with.
You know
everybody, like he said it perfect. Everybody not built for it. Everybody not built the way you built to be like, okay, I'm gonna be calm, cool, and collective.
You're right.
Well, here's the thing: when you say built for it, but who's built to be in an exchange?
I'm just saying, not saying it's exactly built for it, but like
know how to react in those situations. You panicked, and that's cool.
Well, I panicked because it was my first time in that situation, and as a guy that's gone through like school shooting trainings, as a guy that's gone through like,
I mean, you're part of education,
and you know, I'm better to react. I've been in situations before where I've been in buildings that were on lockdown with children. You don't panic because it releases panic to them.
Travel.
Right? You learn how to act in those situations. But nevertheless, man, I hope Milwaukee does better. You know, because the lives that are being lost and hurt and harm are our people.
They are.
And I want better for our people. I want better for our children. I mean, people are leaving our city in numbers, and they're not looking back because of the violence.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, Milwaukee. Act like you want it. Act like you want it. End of the third, Boston, 79-64. Act like you want it. Come on.
So we watching the game, and I ain't gonna say we're gonna cut this off, but
no, come on, keep going.
There's no point of after a while.
Of watching it?
Of watching.
Are you throwing in the towel?
A little bit.
I'm not quite throwing it in the towel because the Bucks have came back. All the games they've won, they beat them in the fourth quarter, except game one.
Very true. That's why I
haven't
thrown it in yet.
You can't throw it in yet.
I have the towel in my hand, but I ain't throwing it yet.
The towel is in for me.
Oh, you throwing it in? It's a wrap?
I mean, there's too much energy going on over there.
There's a lot of energy going on.
Yeah, man.
It's just too much to come back from right now.
So the unfortunate thing is, if the Bucks lose, I think Bud gets a pass again.
No, of course it gets a pass.
Because Middleton's hurt and he just won a championship. So everybody coming for Coach Bud's head, stop, because he's going nowhere.
Well, at the end of the day,
although his coaching this series stinks.
I'm not going to say it stinks. I think his I think I'm thinking of the word.
Rotation?
No, his rotation. His roster. Like his roster choices aren't that high. So like we talked about this earlier this year. I said George Hill. Why is he on the team? Why is he here?
How long have
y'all defending him?
Y'all
defended him in the beginning. We all did.
Him.
No more anymore than
not
me.
This season. That was the season. That was the season before last
season.
When
we re-signed him, I was like, "What is he here for?" When we got rid of DeMarcus Cousins,
but Kesey stopped midway through. Kesey was like, "Okay, it's time for him to go."
I've been said it was time for him to go.
Yes, but
I give everybody a fair chance until they prove me wrong, and he did.
He carried a stat line. Of zeros across the board, and Coach Bud kept putting him in game 6. Grayson Allen airballing threes today, game 6, and he kept playing. Serge Ibaka has not played 1 minute this season.
Why? And that's the thing.
What's the other guy we picked up?
Carter.
Carter has not played 1 minute this season.
No. And why?
And
why not?
And he can shoot.
Why not?
No idea.
Size.
Number one, size. Number two, Ibaka is old. I keep telling y'all that.
But small ball hasn't helped us with anything.
Yes.
We're finally using Brook the way we should have been using him all series in the paint.
He's 6 foot.
He was getting off in the first quarter.
Jesus Christ.
Man, I mean, we're getting lit up here. Oh. So what happens here after Milwaukee Bucks lose? What do we do? Where do we go as a team?
Somebody got to go.
What do we do?
I don't see we say we got to go. I say
There got to be an upgrade to the roster. The roster has to get better.
Yes, the roster gets better, but what I'm saying is Hill's gone.
Oh yeah,
he
probably should ride off to retire.
Carter's gone. Just like the guys who aren't making a significant in the rotation, they got to go. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm waiting for Tone so you can pull up this video. That's why you just been talking about other stuff.
Let's just move on then.
That's why I'm just going to move on right now. So reports have come out that Phil Jackson, who was counseling Jenny Buss this offseason, would like to see LeBron traded and Russell Westbrook kept. Thoughts? Let's start with the LeBron enthusiast over here in front of me. You're the LeBron enthusiast.
I got LeBron back on this one. So don't even.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna go.
I don't. But I'll let you go first.
See, I had a lot of respect for Phil Jackson before.
You said had?
I had. I mean, I gave him a pass with the New York he pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When he picked up all of those old heads on their way out.
Yes, sir.
Come on. Go ahead, Keith. All right, now Giannis is gonna play greedy ball.
He's a superstar.
Yeah, but he still needs to be cognizant of the fact that you have 4 open players.
Yep. No, this
kind of hurts like a Packers loss in the playoffs, man.
No, I don't feel good.
Because I mean, we won that championship last year. We were built to repeat.
25 points, and Giannis is dropping duds. Don't you?
See what I'm saying? That's the stuff I can't get over, dude. Like, why is you falling all the time? Play basketball.
Come on, Keith.
Come on, man.
You know, as an organized ball, you
that's
gotta
a
sell
flop.
it.
Watch it. If you watch it, it's a flop.
But you gotta sell it to the ref.
I don't sell nothing to the ref. I play defense when I play basketball.
But
that's what's wrong with the new age basketball. Everybody want this picky patent. Oh, I want to take a charge every 33 seconds. No, that's not how basketball was ever played.
What's that? 16? He got 25.
And he's not that good.
Not that he wasn't supposed to be playing right now. Robert Williams is supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But back to what I was saying. I lost a lot of respect for Phil when he put that up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of all things you could have said, that's the best thing you could have said coming in, giving advice to the Lakers organization. Clearly, he don't know what he's talking about. Because first off, LeBron brings the most money into any franchise he's played with.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, Westbrook had the worst shooting year of his career.
Yeah.
The worst everything of his career this year. And you said, let's get rid of the player who had the best career stats of his year for the one who had the worst.
That's 4 straight misses. Pass the ball.
Dre, would you like to talk about this?
Watch the game? You know, Phil Jackson is undoubtedly the greatest coach in NBA history. But Phil Jackson was a terrible GM. He was a terrible president. He the biggest thing he did as a leader of the New York Knicks was give Carmelo Anthony a ridiculous contract, followed by drafting Porzingis, who has been probably the biggest bust of our era since Kwame Brown. Okay?
What?
Porzingis was billed as a superstar. Was he not? And he's been the biggest bust of our area that as billed as a superstar. Who was a bigger bust than Porzingis that was billed as a superstar?
So billed as a superstar is very what do you mean by
they
that?
Drafted him with anticipation that he was going to be a superstar. Porzingis was one of the top draft picks of that class. And
he was the number 1 draft pick.
He was one of the top draft picks of that class. And that Phil Jackson drafted him. I say that to say Phil Jackson did nothing for the Knicks. That franchise is terrible, or it was. It had a good season last year. They started looking like the Knicks of old this year. And a lot of that is on Phil Jackson. And so if Jenny Buss is going to listen to her ex-beau, you know, they used to date, Phil Jackson, then why don't you just let him call the shots? Why don't you let him call the shots? But trading LeBron James, although 37, 38, was a terrible idea, and I think it's just a way for Phil to keep himself in the media. That's kind of on the lines of Scottie Pippen coming after Mike. Phil Jackson, know your role, shut your mouth in the way of the rock. Seriously, you don't trade LeBron James, the franchise player of the decade, and keep a team to build around Russell Westbrook, who has been proven that he can't play with any superstar. KD, Harden, LeBron, you keep LeBron.
Okay. So I looked at the draft class for Porzingis.
Yes.
He wasn't the weakest one of that draft class.
Okay. But who were these players built as superstars, though? Porzingis was built as a superstar. Think about the question.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you some of the names in that draft.
Go ahead.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Better than Porzingis.
D'Angelo Russell.
Better than Porzingis.
Jahlil Okafor.
Who? Jahlil who?
Exactly.
Okay.
And he went number 3. I'm going in the order they came.
Come on, go ahead.
Then Porzingis.
Which is 4.
Then Mario.
Okay. Doesn't play anymore. Next.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Doesn't play next.
He plays, but
Emmanuel
he's on bench.
Emmanuel who?
Stanley Johnson.
Next.
Frank Kaminsky.
Next.
Justin Winslow.
Okay, so you're saying enough. So to my point, Phil picked him at the top with anticipation that he was going to be a superstar. None of these other players that you called outside of Cat and a few others were built as superstars.
Yeah, they were.
No, they weren't.
He was the number 1 draft pick.
Who?
Cat was.
And he's a superstar. I'm talking about the other names like the Causeys and the name we couldn't pronounce.
The one player the one player they missed out on, though, that they could have had was Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
He went number 13 in that draft.
Number 13. And so Porzingis was a bust. Wouldn't you say that?
Bobby Portis was in that draft class, too.
Bobby Portis became a star player courtesy of the Milwaukee Bucks. So to my point, Phil Jackson as a GM and a president, just look at the Knicks. They had no winning seasons under Phil Jackson. And for him to attack LeBron James, it's borderline disrespectful.
I don't think, well, first of all, it's funny because Stephen A said something. He was like, every time somebody says something bad about LeBron, it's an attack. It's not an attack. Stop it. Just because, and my thing about this is
Stephen A don't have to come to Milwaukee. It looks like.
I know. The thing about this is when you talk about LeBron James getting traded,
he ain't gonna let us live this down, right?
Oh, me being right?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm
big Boston. He ain't.
I'm not finna.
He got that tape ready. I know you do.
I ain't got no tape ready.
Next week you will.
No, I don't.
I'm not worried about it. Anyways.
Thank you, man. Like, why do you think I'm pulling out a tape every single time? Oh.
Bro,
no.
you almost called the episode.
That might have been the only series he got right.
Hey, man. You already down to 3 bets?
No, 1. No, 2.
2. And we got Golden State. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Keith. Go ahead, Zeke.
So
Yanni. The Bucks are shooting. I'm sorry. The Bucks are shooting 421 or 4 for 25?
4 for 25
from the 3-point line. Are we in the negative percentage? Oh my God!
You see what I'm saying?
This is the worst. No, this
is probably one of the worst officiating games I've ever seen.
This is not worst officiating. This is the worst playing game the Bucks have had this series. And This is the worst time to have it. When they were up 3-2 going to Milwaukee, it was set, game, and match.
They should have won.
They should have won that game.
They should have won.
So this game right here is Boston doing what they're supposed to do: protect the home court.
Yep.
But anyways, so my thing about this game is about this situation is we talk about how LeBron has literally ruined franchises. We talked about it with Miami. We talked about it with Cleveland. We talked about it a little bit with LA because LeBron inserts himself as GM in these positions on these teams. I ain't gonna say he demands it, but a lot of people are willing to give him the courtesy to make him happy to keep him there. It's happened to LA. This is the second year in the LeBron stints where the Lakers have not made the playoffs. So with those things being said,
he was hurt.
It's not far off to say, hey, maybe we should think about trading this guy.
It's far off.
Just because LeBron is a superstar, it does not change who he is. Now, does he bring a lot of money to that team? Of course, he brings money to every team he goes to. But if he is at this point to where if he is like literally ruining franchises with his GMing, then it might be time for him to go.
So why is it that LeBron is ruining it and not Westbrook?
Westbrook is ruining. I ain't gonna say he's ruining the franchise. Westbrook is having bad years.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Westbrook is getting to the point where he can't. I ain't gonna say compete, but he's not the guy he used to be. Just like James Harden. James Harden is no longer the guy he used to be. So you got these guys who are declining. That doesn't take away from, hey, let's try to build around this person. Because I don't want, if I'm going to build around a guy, I don't want him in the GM seat. I don't want him in the boardroom talking about, so who you want to play with.
So let me ask you this.
How many, hold on, before you go any further, how many of those teams that got championships from LeBron?
All of them.
So how can you say he ruined the team if he bring a championship to the same team?
How many picks do the Lakers have?
None.
But that's not on him. So you telling me
he wanted to play with Westbrook?
So you telling me
he wanted to play with Westbrook?
So you telling me the president of basketball can't make a final decision on his own?
When your president of basketball said, "Hey, LeBron, what you want to do?"
Ooh, was that an ankle or a knee roll? It was ugly. Whichever one. Ooh. And when that's crazy, man. This is how it ends.
You sound so disappointed. Life goes on, man.
It does, but
we
man,
got another year.
We do, but you know, it's after you won one, man. It's hard to like.
It's not that. It's that you won one last year, and this year was looking like the same.
Yeah,
this year was looking like, okay, we're gonna run it back.
We gonna run it back.
But to see Chris Middleton go out and we still make it this far is surprising to me. To be honest with you, what do you mean?
We're gonna lose because Middleton is out of this series.
I said to not have him and make it this far.
What, the 7?
Yeah, it's surprising to me because
I would agree.
He's our number 2 scorer,
and this is the team,
and probably our number 2, 3 defender.
And this is the team,
and our best 3-point, one of our best 3-point shooters.
And this is the team that swept Brooklyn with a fully functional KD, a fully functional Kyrie Irving.
That wasn't no foul.
A fully functional whomever else. I sent off a tweet on April 21st, and it says, "We give Middleton a hard time as Bucks fans, but we are about to see just how valuable he is to a championship run." I said, "I am optimistic, but the quest for a repeat just became harder." I did. On April 21st. So, you know, while I thought the Bucks could get it done.
When you say this?
It says right there on April 21st. Read the tweet.
The fact that you kept that, I know why you kept it.
So yeah, just saying.
No, I know why you kept it. I'm not mad at you keeping your receipts.
I'm just saying
because I'm quick to pull a tape out on you. But
so now you quick for the tapes.
He gonna keep his receipt.
Even though the ball haven't been in bounds, I thought it stopped.
Not the shot clock, but
not the game clock.
Not the game clock.
So you know. But back to what you were saying about LeBron, Phil Jackson, you're way off base on this one.
And if anything, you know, the funny thing about this was a rumor. This was a rumor. This wasn't like confirmed. Phil Jackson, did you say this?
Yeah.
No, this was a rumor.
He'll never commit to that.
Yeah, I know, but this is a rumor.
Ooh,
and the rumor is, wow. The rumor is, this is one of those games when the bucket is like an ocean and you just shooting.
Oh man,
there's no way he should have made that.
Yeah, there's no stopping him now.
That's cash. Look at it. Only the Bucks standing around. That's what I want y'all to look at.
Yep. Yeah. Well, not to be fair, I'm gonna also say this: the Bucks are winded. We saw that on game 6. Giannis and Holiday both, and I'm just gonna say this right now. Right now, watching Game 7, I'm embarrassed because the Bucks don't look like they belong.
No, they don't look like, but they know it's over. They playing like they know it's over.
They've thrown in the towel.
They just threw in the towel.
They've thrown in the towel.
They're standing around.
Giannis has missed several shots. They're not getting back on defense. It is disturbing to watch this game.
I think this one is on Bud to me.
It is.
I think he didn't make. I think he didn't make the right
He
adjustment.
didn't make adjustments all series. The Bucks.
But hold on, my thing is you shot horrible from the three from the players that you played.
Yep, and you
but
kept
yet
shooting.
still one of the best 3-point shooters that's left on the roster don't even play.
Who?
Javon Carter. He's a great
Stop
3-point
it,
shooter.
Stop it.
He's a
Both
good
of y'all
3-point
stop.
shooter.
He is not a good 3-point shooter.
What?
He is a. If you're open and you play in the NBA, you better hit that shot. He's open all the time.
Okay, well then put him in and let him be open and hit the shot.
He's not gonna be open. This is the play.
George Hill ain't hitting him.
So let's talk about this. Let me ask you
You know
this.
what I'm saying? And he's a good on-ball defender, just as well as Javon.
He's shorter.
Okay, so let's talk about this now. It's looking like it's going to be the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
What do we like about this series? What do we like? I don't care, but it's basketball, so I'm gonna watch you talk about it.
To be honest with you, I think that Miami
beats them in 6.
Miami beats Boston in 6?
Yep.
probably.
They beat them in 6.
You know, I'm gonna go with Boston. Boston swept the Brooklyn Nets. They beat the world champions. How can you pick against them against Miami? Because let me tell you something.
But you got to remember, before you go any further, they beat a horrible roster, Brooklyn. Horrible roster. That roster was horrible. Outside of Kyrie and KD, name one person that you would take.
Seth Curry.
Seth?
Yeah.
Seth who?
Seth Curry. I mean, here's the thing. Like you said before, I'm not gonna say I just don't believe in Boston. I think that Boston plays fairly well.
Take the starters out. It's over.
It's not over. You can't take them out. It's 5 minutes ago. You give them. Hey guys, 2-minute run. We get a 2-minute run. If we still
down by 22.
If we still down by 20 with 2 minutes to go, then I'll take them y'all out.
Okay. So Boston versus Miami is what it's looking like.
And the fact is, like,
Boston,
Miami.
Who you got? What matchup are you most?
This is going to be an interesting matchup just because Boston is small.
Two of the best floppers in the league.
Jimmy Butler and
no. Kyle Lowry.
Lowry. He's hurt, isn't he?
He's hurt.
He'll be back for the next series.
He'll be coming off the bench.
Okay.
Kyle Lowry and Marcus Smart, the two biggest floppers I've ever seen in my fucking life.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. Today is not a good day to talk about this.
I'm gonna tell you though. I agree, but Jason Tatum is becoming a MVP candidate before our very eyes.
Who?
Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum is becoming, and I saw something that kind of irritated me.
What?
Paul Pierce is trying to take a little credit, talking about Jason Tatum can have just as good of his career as me. Newsflash, Paul Pierce, Jason Tatum's going to have a better career than you.
I don't know about all that.
What?
I don't know about all
Paul
that.
Pierce won one championship.
I know.
He won one championship.
I don't know if he will.
He was owned by LeBron. Owned by LeBron.
Well, first of all, it's not hard to own Paul Pierce. Let's just get that out the way. Y'all making like Paul Pierce was super athletic.
No, but people act
he
like
was never that athletic.
People refer to him as an all-time great.
Is he an all-time Boston great? Yes.
But he was a top 75.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay.
So my thing about that is LeBron is more athletic than him. He is more athletic than him. All you gotta do is more athletic and can be faster. So as far as Boston and Miami, I think this is going to be a very good series just because these are two small teams.
I think Miami tramples all over them.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know.
Bam is going to be a problem.
Who?
Bam. He offensive rebounds really well.
He does.
And I think that's what the Bucks are missing. They're not getting any second chance buckets.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily disagree. I don't necessarily disagree with you all, but I like the I like the Boston Celtics against Miami. I think it'll be a good series. Jason Tatum, and I'm looking forward to the matchup with Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler. Hold on
a second, real quick. I'm mad about this because their top 3 score. He is their top scorer. And all year, we talk about the Bucks letting one dude who ain't never had over who
career nights.
10 points have a career night.
Always.
And on game 7 of the Eastern semifinals, you let somebody have a career night on you.
Yeah, but to be fair, too, man.
Shoot it.
Come
shoot
on,
it. No,
you've been shooting everything else.
Don't. I'm not blaming Giannis.
I'm not blaming him either. He's
stressed.
overworked. He's overworked, and they're taking his head out of the game.
I hate the fact that guys like Marcus Smart, who like low key Marcus Smart is probably one of the best guards they've had.
And in fact,
time.
he single-handedly took the Bucks out the game in Game 6. Him and Tatum. Remember, in Game 6, Jason Tatum had like 17 in the first. Marcus Smart was from the 3-point line.
Yeah,
was deadly.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Low key, Marcus Smart can ball for real. He should be superstar level. Ooh, that hurts.
Ooh, no, that wasn't a flop.
No, that wasn't a flop. He definitely
but for Boston and Miami, again, Boston beat Brooklyn, even though they didn't have nobody. They still had KD and Kyrie. They swept them. They took the world champions to 7 games, and it looks like they're going to beat the world champions. They beat us on our home court twice in 2 huge games. I like Boston against Miami, but I think, like Kesey said, I think it's going to go the stretch. I think it's going to go 7.
My only thing is, I don't like the way they called the games for the Bucks. It was horrible.
Don't do that, Kesey.
I can't. I've been saying it all series.
Kesey, don't do that.
The Bucks are shooting 38% from the field goal.
They shoot horrible. They shoot horrible from three. But Horford and Smart have got away with a lot of fouls, man.
Well, I'm gonna be honest.
They normally call.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Giannis woke the sleeping giant. Giannis woke up Horford, and he's been balling out ever since.
I don't think he's been balling ever since. He another dude who got. I will say this game, we ain't been getting a lot of calls. I don't know.
Go ahead, bud. Rest him. It's over.
Might as well.
It's over.
So,
Dude, he's taking 23s. If he don't have 25 points, then he should never even be in the league taking 23s.
Yep. He might as well. He been hitting them.
Who?
He hit more threes than we have. He should have 40 then. He took 19 threes.
The Bucks
19 threes. He should have 20 at least.
You all might have to stack check me, but I believe statistically this is the worst 3-point shooting series
they gonna let us know.
Of the Bucks run this year and last year. The last game, I think they said the Bucks were 3 for 20 something, 3 for 22 from the 3. We didn't hit many at all.
I mean, the
3-point game, sorry to cut you off, but the 3-point shot is a big part of the Milwaukee Bucks offense.
It is. We're shooting.
Absolutely.
But
Chris Middleton, on behalf of Bucks fans everywhere, we apologize for ever disrespecting you, forever saying you weren't worth that contract, forever saying we can do it without Middleton, because we thought it.
Y'all sure did think that,
and we failed. Although, if you go back to my tweet,
all right, okay,
April 21st,
Dre, I'm not going. I'm not
talking about you. I'm not. Oh, we already did, but I'm gonna say it again. On April the 21st at 8:21 a.m., Andre Douglas says we give Middleton a hard time as Bucks fans. We do, but we are about to see how valuable he is to a championship run.
Dre, if you keep on doing this, I will play the tape.
Play the tape. I don't give a crap. I am optimistic. But the quest to repeat just became harder. Kesey, do we still put Middleton on the block?
Hold on a second.
Kesey, I got to know.
When did you put that tweet up?
April 21st at 8 a.m.
April 21st?
Yes. Yes.
Kesey,
Kesey,
because later on,
let it go. I've never once. I said I believe.
I get it, Dre. You keep it.
I said we could do it without Middleton. A lot of us believe.
You scared of the tape.
I'm never scared of tape. Tape don't lie. Kesey, do we still put Chris Middleton on the trading block?
Yes.
You both say yes.
Yeah. Yes,
there got to be a change in there.
I'm not finna change anything I'm saying. Do I like Chris Middleton? Yes, I like Chris Middleton. Did I pick the Boston Celtics because Chris Middleton was out? Yes, I did. And I picked it for a reason.
Who could we possibly get for Middleton?
Bradley Beal. Like it's one of those things where like this team, the Bucks are a team who needs everybody.
Yeah.
Boston, like even if let's say Boston had Jaylen Brown out. If Boston had Jaylen Brown out, the fact that he's going to shoot that, the fact that
well, yeah, congratulations.
If he had Jaylen Brown out, if they had Jaylen Brown out,
man, take a time out.
Then they would Next dead ball, maybe.
We done. We literally got whooped.
Grayson
can't
Allen
believe-
has been a big disappointment.
I'm not finna sit here and play the blame game.
No,
Like at the end of the day, it just comes down to one thing:
Poor shooting.
We were without Chris Middleton.
we were outplayed and we had poor
shooting, 4 threes for an entire game, 4 out of 31.
7 in 2 games.
And like we shooting 13% from 3-point range. They're shooting 37, 38. So like I think this, if anything, this should talk to the Bucks looking at, a deeper squad, because there's no way we should have lost to Boston just because we lost the guy. It's next man up. Now some guys are key. This is going to drive him to be even better next year.
Yep.
25, 20, and 9.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks, man, for a great season. I hate moral victories. We tried it. We took Boston to 7 games without
we got blew out.
Chris Middleton. I hate that it was a blowout, but when you shoot 4 for 29 from the 3-point line, shout out to the Boston Celtics, because their coach, we all said, who? We were calling him, y'all were calling him Nia Long's husband, Brad Stevens. We were giving him flack for getting promoted as a president.
Time out.
What?
Again, like I said before, I'm not finna sit on this bandwagon and be like,
Oh, I'm not
let's give it out to them. Let's give it out to them.
It's not a bandwagon.
No.
They won.
At
the
the end of
Boston
the day,
Celtics won.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, that's still Nia Long boyfriend. I don't know his name. At the end of the day, Brad Stevens is still a bad GM.
He's a bad coach, not a bad GM.
So his name is Uday Long?
Whatever. Uday, whatever you want to call him.
Well,
that's still ain't nothing changed about that.
If I'm Serge
We
Ibaka,
lost Serge Ibaka. I don't know why you keep saying his name.
I was gonna say, if coach tried to call him to go in, Serge might be like, dog, get out my face.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't know where you think you're finna get some clock at.
He played not 1 minute this series. Not one.
He wasn't finna get no clock at LA.
Not one.
So it is what it is. But when a team is shooting like this, there's not a lot you can do about it.
We about to get 30-point popped.
But I will say, let me ask you this question. Is this worse, or is Philadelphia, how they got did at home and they game 6? Which one is worse?
Philly was worse because Philly had their whole roster.
Philly was worse. We had the whole James Harden effect going on at the time, where he had to basically put up and shut up, and basically he had to shut up.
Yep.
He just dislocated his arm.
Who's that?
Oh, no one that matters, but that sucks.
It still sucks, man.
Dang.
He hurt.
Dang.
I know that feeling.
I mean, the game is over.
I was gonna say that's 21 threes.
Yeah, they're gonna pop it back in, but he didn't get much clock
He
anyway.
wouldn't get no clock.
No. He popped it back in himself.
Yeah, he's not getting the ring this year when they lose to Golden State.
I'm sorry, Brad. I gotta go with Boston. I said it at the beginning of this series. Who wins this series is gonna win the ring, and I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay.
I don't
I'm
think
going
any
with
of them
Phoenix.
could beat Phoenix.
I don't think they give me.
Yeah,
But then
nobody
again,
in the East can be Golden
Phoenix
State.
got to get past somebody today. So I'm not even going
Dallas,
to be
I
that
know,
comfortable
right?
because they got
Luka
Luka
took
like
them.
he taking over that series.
He is. I don't want Luka. But the funny thing is he can do the same thing to Golden State.
Who?
Luka. He can do the same thing to Golden State.
What I'm loving about the playoffs this year is more than anything is the young talent.
That's very
showing
true.
you why they're next up.
That's very true. I asked that last week.
The young talent is making you know who they are.
Yeah, I talked about that last week, man.
Until we played Tatum, y'all would say his name. I wouldn't know who dude was. Wouldn't care either. But now he's on notice.
Yeah, he did put everybody on notice.
He did.
Smart is not on notice. Everybody know who Smart is, but Smart ain't who you think he is.
Smart is who you think
Smart
he
is a flopper.
He's
Kingpin. But he is a great defensive player.
He's a good defender, but he's a flopper too.
He's a big time.
Drew Holiday is a better defensive player than him, to me.
Well, moving on, I'm gonna play a quick video.
It's like a stab in the heart, bro.
No, this one is just like, really? Because I honestly thought I thought the Bucks was gonna pull it out.
Yeah, this is a stab in the heart, and to get blown out.
I'm mad about the blowout.
What is about to be a 40 piece? 30 piece?
20, 30.
30 piece. But to Kesey's point, I mean, we got outplayed, but Coach Bud, his coaching, he was terrible.
Bud is who needs to be changed first.
Why?
First and foremost.
Why?
Ball is different now. Bud still thinks old school way. Bud has to go.
Congratulations to the Boston Celtics. Boston versus Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals begins on Tuesday.
This is another ugly match that nobody want to see. Nobody wanted to see this.
So
Nobody.
Well, I guess everybody that was on ESPN said it right. Boston
They did.
won.
Yep.
Jalen Rose was wrong.
Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. Real quick, Heat or Boston, and what is it?
Ask me next week.
We got to do it.
I
Start.
do next
It
week,
start
man. We finna move
Tuesday.
on. We moving on.
It start Tuesday. Come on,
We're
kids. What you
moving
got?
on.
Boston or Miami, and what is it?
I don't care. But
That's what I'm saying. Like that's you asking for a fresh. This is a fresh wound.
Well,
Ask me next week.
I don't really care
We're
either.
going to the
But
video. We're going to
you
the
got?
video. We'll talk about it next week.
At this point, could this be the last episode? Like,
Hey,
ain't nothing to cover.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
last year we got spoiled. We
You know?
ride this all the way. This year we like. No, I want to talk about this no more.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Hey,
right.
this one might work like that.
Looking like,
look,
This one
I
might
see
work
y'all-
like
I
that.
see y'all want to see the start back up.
we coming in next week like some Miami play.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're gonna be like, "Where Dre, man? He was asleep." He said he ain't coming no
Don't be
more.
surprised I don't answer my phone next Sunday.
Oh man.
Um,
Okay, but moving on to the next topic. So this is from the Herd. I don't know her name. I think this is Jalen Rose ex-wife.
Is that her?
Is that her?
I don't think
No,
so.
she on ESPN.
Her name is Molly, and she don't look like a Molly.
I know, right?
The issue with the league MVP for the NBA is the
Turn it up a
same
little
every
bit.
single year. It is
replay the video,
truly
please. I'm sorry.
a
We're gonna start
regular
that over,
season
folks,
award.
so y'all can hear it. 'Cause
the,
it was low.
the issue with the league MVP for the NBA is the same every single year. It is truly a regular season award, but we don't judge the value and the success on the grand scale of professional athletes' careers based off of just what they do during the regular season, unless you're talking about a 20-year career or someone who is on the next level of skill, which obviously Jokic is. Yes, it's a regular season award. But here we are watching Giannis be the best player in the world and Joel Embiid come back and have the impact that he's had on this series. He would have swept the Sixers without Joel Embiid on the floor, without question, even with Harden's performance last night.
So I played this video because I've been hearing this is about the MVP award, and for like the last before it was announced and a little bit after, I felt like the MVP award and the other awards that's been awarded this year, as far as like Sixth Man of the Year, Most Improved, Defensive Player of the Year, they've had some controversy behind it. Like who is this guy? Like the Joker, Embiid, stuff like that. Like those are guys. There have been some controversy. Like, why are these guys winning these awards? So I just want to play this video just to kind of like jump off the conversation to see about how you guys feel about.
We really gonna try to finish this podcast?
Yeah, man.
After we just
Tony ain't lying. We are
we gonna
podcasting.
really try to finish it. Like
My feelings is hurt. Cut it off.
this has been another episode. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ask the question again. Let me try to get my mind right.
No.
First of all, you
I-
see my mind. I barely get. Go ahead.
I get what they're saying, but and I agree, Giannis should have been MVP this year, hands down, like all around best player around the league.
Do you?
But
think
they give it to, I don't know, kind of who their favorite is at the moment. It's not really on like who put in that work all season.
Mm-hmm.
And who come and then you wait until after the playoffs start to even hand the award out, which is another problem to me. Because if you look at the way Giannis played this playoffs, he played at the MVP caliber.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just look at Tatum just play against another MVP at MVP type play. And neither one of them were considered the last two finalists for the award.
So are you saying that you don't think Joel Embiid or even Joker deserve mentioning? That's what it sounds like you're saying.
I'm not saying they don't deserve to be mentioned, but we all know who the real MVP was.
Who?
It was Giannis this year.
I mean,
come on, man. Think about it. All season.
To be honest with you, all season, I honestly thought that the person who really pushed their team, I thought it was between Joker and Joel. And the reason I thought that because of the playoff play of Joel Embiid. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And then even as far as the Nuggets got them just having the one guy all year. It's not like Murray and Michael Porter Jr. got hurt during the season. They didn't play all year. I think Michael Porter Jr. made a play like 5-6 games this year. And then his back, and then he was out for the year, but they still made the playoffs and they still got the 6th seed. A lot of guys would have been like, well, that's it. And then if they had to make the playoffs, we wouldn't have been like, well, he's a terrible player. But I think this is one of those things where a lot of times we want especially the MVP award to kind of like shift due to somebody's play in the playoffs, even if it's the first 2 rounds. So and I always thought they kind of took that in consideration. They swear they don't, and they probably don't. But it could just kind of feels like it because I don't know who won. Okay, it was Djokovic last year. But I just always felt like it was just one of those things where the guy who, unless he did something amazing, who put the work in. So as good as Giannis has been, I think he's getting in that area where we just expect it from him. Like I will never think that Giannis will average under 25 for the rest of his career. Like he's going to average at least 25 for the rest of his career.
But that's putting him in that same category as LeBron, KD, and then where like you expect a certain thing out of them, and they still giving it to you, but they still ain't worthy of the award. Like, what do they got to do? They got to do a flip dunk every game or something, or like what? I mean, what is it that you expecting from these players who are putting in all of this work to be the best of who they are, and yet they still don't get that award?
What's happening is expectations of great players are starting to get minimalized. We see that when Giannis steps out on the court, like you said, he's guaranteed 25 no matter what. So because we already know, this is what he does, unfortunately, he has to average 40 for us to take notice, for them to take notice.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
But
whereas if someone new who comes in and changes the dynamic of the team, we're going to notice that person even more because this team wasn't doing good until you got here. Even though Giannis does the same thing, it's the expectation that Giannis is going to do this no matter what.
Yeah,
So I agree with you, but that's their thought process of why it happens.
So it was hard not to give Joker the MVP. His numbers were almost identical this season as they were last season, slightly better. And I think we talked about this before. If you take Joker away from Denver, Denver is a lottery team. They suck. The Bucks clearly are a better team with Giannis, but all season, even when Giannis was out, the Bucks held their own on the back of Middleton, on the back of Holiday. If we want to make this a fair award, then maybe we should consider playoffs. Maybe the award shouldn't come until after the championship is won. Because if it's a regular season award, it's hard not to make a case for Joker. It's hard not to make a case for Embiid. Okay? I'm okay with Joker winning it. I am. It is a regular season award. Joker had a great year. Giannis, it could have been argued, but it also could have been argued for Embiid. If I was a voter, I probably would have given it to Embiid.
I would have given it to Embiid.
I would have given it to Embiid, but Giannis is so deserving of another MVP. But Zeke said something I thought was funny. The NBA is really careful about back-to-back MVPs. There's only been 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's only been 4. Jordan, Nash, right? LeBron, 5. Jordan, Nash, LeBron, Steph Curry, and now what is it?
I think
Giannis and now Joker, right?
Yeah.
So 6. Or I'm sorry, there's only been 4 They just did a stat. Oh, I think since the 2000s or something, there's been whatever. There's been 4 back-to-back players, and Giannis being one of them, Steph being another, LeBron being another, and now Joker back-to-back. Okay, NBA wasn't going to give Giannis another one. They weren't going to give him another one. They were not going to give this man 3 MVPs in 4 years, 5 years. They weren't going to do that. Joker right now represents the international brand, right? As does Giannis. The last 4 MVPs have all been international players, last 4 years. So Joker earned that MVP. I'm not going to lie and say he didn't, but perhaps we should start looking at the playoff performances to judge these awards. Because if that's the case, Giannis, no one's had a better NBA playoff series than Giannis, even though we lost tonight. No one.
I think if they put out a well thought out criteria of why this person is MVP, like this is what the MVP is, this, then that would settle the argument. But I think this year in particular,
so kind of like a rule break.
Kind of, but this is what you need to make the MVP. Like this is it. Like this is what your criteria is. Because right now, I ain't gonna say it's a popularity contest, but the guys who are voting like, well, I like his game. I like his game. One thing I've heard around the water cooler is that the analytics guys were the ones who really liked Joker's game. We looking at it from a basketball eye, like, man, did you see what Giannis did? He had 40 against like 5 out of 6 games, and But they're looking at it from the analytics, and that's why they're higher on Joker than they are on Joel Embiid and Giannis. Oh, okay. So it's one of those things where
6 back-to-back. Yep. And who? I'm sorry, LeBron, Steph Curry.
In order is Duncan,
Tim Duncan, LeBron.
Nash,
Yep.
LeBron,
Steph Curry,
Curry,
Giannis, and now
Joker.
Yep. So 6.
So in total, it's 10. And then you'll put
Jordan
on there. You'll put
David Robinson,
Magic,
right?
Bird.
Can he say it?
I'm just trying to test my
don't
thing.
know.
I said most of them. What you mean?
After he said it,
Man, shut up.
look, man, we in a bad mood.
Either
Everybody's in the bad.
I knew.
mood.
Stand up for stuff, or you make it be a fight in here.
Don't poke the bear down. You
But-
already seen him doing the deer.
I'm just saying. I
Well,
don't even know why we still talking.
But my thing is, like
I
you
don't know why we're
said,
still talking.
it's
We should
a,
end this
it's a
podcast.
robbery some years because I think out of all
I
the
think when
players,
Nash won it back
I
to back,
think-
it was like, what the?
yeah,
Kobe.
Even when Steph won it back to back, we was like, what?
The fact that Shaq has never had a back-to-back MVP is
Nah, he-
debatable.
yeah.
But my thing is, players like Jordan and LeBron
Mhm.
should have had like 8
All
or 9,
right,
8 or
okay.
9
All
MVPs.
right.
No, he's right though.
They should have had like 8 or
Right.
9 MVPs when you look at the type of players they were on the their impact on the game. They were the most valuable player. Because ain't that what it is? The most valuable player, right? They were the most valuable players at least
They're the most
8
valuable
seasons,
player
8 or 9.
every year.
They are the most valuable players 8 out of at least 9, 8 or 9 seasons out of their career for sure.
Easily.
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 From a logistical point of view, to be considered back to back, in my honest opinion, your impact the next year has to be more detrimental than the year before.
Yes, I
What
believe
you
that is true.
did the year before, you had to have taken it to another level. When Giannis went back to back, he improved the Bucks from a terrible position, and then turned around and got him a ring. His back-to-back made sense.
Jokers don't.
To me,
Because my thing is, he did the same numbers last year too.
no, he did.
He did have just as good as numbers last year.
What does the team as
Yeah.
a whole look like this year compared to last year?
They're in the same boat.
No, you're not.
They're in the same boat.
If
They in
you
it.
pulled them out the team this year,
They were in
I
the
think the numbers would still be the same. If you pulled them out the equation this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like for them to be 6th seed, and for him not to have Murray the whole year, for him to have Michael Porter Jr. the whole year, and them still to make the 6th seed by himself, that's why I was more inclined to give him the MVP.
So
I was gonna play another one, but
come back.
that's fine.
How you coming? So again,
This
the MVP award.
I'm finna wrap this
You
up.
guys sound
Yes.
real down and dead.
I'm not even
Can
gonna
we
lie
just
to you.
get, can
bro.
we just get this over with and
We
just get
gonna
out of
wrap
here?
this up real soon.
Hold up, wait. Before we wrap it up,
I got one more video to play. Go
well,
ahead.
before the video, we still gotta be sports heads, and I'm out of it. I'm not gonna lie. Phoenix versus Dallas. Who you got?
Oh, you know what?
Who you got? Phoenix versus Dallas.
Game
game 7.
I think Luka has a career game tonight, and they beat Phoenix. And it's going to be a whole new group of teams in the finals, the conference finals and the NBA finals. That's what I'm seeing this year. Because none of the 4 teams, if any of the 4 teams, if Phoenix loses, none of the 4 teams was in the finals last year.
Mm-hmm.
In the conference finals. Mm-hmm. Neither one of them. So this will be a dramatic, like, let's bring out some new stars. Basically, this is a year of new stars.
That would be the only silver lining.
The only one.
This will be a year of bringing in new stars.
No, I want Phoenix to win it, and I want Phoenix to win it because, like I said, if the Bucks lose, I want to see Chris Paul win one. I think he deserves one. It's been a long time.
But you can't say that if the league is trying to push for some new stars.
Don't really, Keith. Don't.
That's what we're gonna go with for the rest of the year.
That's what I'm going for the rest of the year. They want new stars this year.
But I want Chris Paul to get one. I think Phoenix would demolish Golden State, and I need somebody to be kicked off their peg.
I think somebody's got to
be
like
knocked down a peg.
Somebody got some type of control on the ball or something. Like, you remember what movie was that? Or they can make the ball miss because there's no way the Bucks missed that many shots. Dude, they shot 4 for 32.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
They
man.
do it every once in a
while.
4
for 32.
I know my brothers are not feeling this, but I got Boston over Miami in 7. Don't really care, but I got Boston, and I got Golden State over Phoenix. I think Phoenix will pull it off tonight against Dallas. And again, I got the Warriors winning it all now that the Bucks are gone. So I got Warriors versus Boston, and I got the Warriors winning it all. Oh, we all mad. I ain't gonna lie.
I did have another video, but let's
go ahead and play it.
Let's just call it.
You think it's
call it?
Play the video, man. Come on. We gotta keep our fans happy.
Because we ain't checked out.
So
we
are
checked out, man.
Are we here next week or
we here next week? We are here. No,
play the video, man. Play the video.
Play the video.
Hey, no, come on,
man.
Do not play the video. Do not play the video.
You gotta play the video.
Play the video.
Play the video.
We gotta give
There's no point of. No, there's no point of playing this video. Look,
is it about the Bucks?
It's not about the Bucks. There's no point of playing this video. We are checked out mentally, but I promise you, next week we will be here fully.
Tell them play the video.
No, play the video, man. Let's play the video. Play the video.
There's no point of playing this video.
You brought it up.
Dre, bringing it up. There's no point of playing this.
We want to see the video.
I didn't see the video.
Me either.
Let's talk about the MVP. We were having this conversation earlier. Okay. Right? Should the MVP be given after the season's over?
No!
I just said that.
No!
Turn the video off.
That's why I said
Because you minimize the whole regular season.
Turn the video off. Okay.
What about the playoff though? Because it seemed like there's a regular season MVP.
Look, like I said before, we have checked out mentally. We usually don't do this. This is why I don't like to watch the games during this. But
when the phone's blowing up, we would have known.
Did you think I was gonna stop watching it? Be honest.
Well, bro, text us like, please let's not watch the game today. Me and
Can we
Keith
just
both
refrain?
We both.
So how would you have felt if you was recording and you finally looked at the score and said they lost? Would you have been madder then, or would you be mad?
It would have been a shock to the system.
And
but I had to push through.
You'd want to stop the whole show right then.
No, I wouldn't have.
Because you don't want to see what happened.
No, I wouldn't want to hear what happened. It's one thing to hear what happened, but to see it, to see the blowout, to see them dropping bomb at the bomb, they hitting the shot. Greg Williams going off like he having a career game. He don't even care if he win the championship. He just dropped 25
and
on a game 7.
He'll never have a 25-point game in his career.
The point is, thanks for tuning in another edition for 94 feet. We are, like I said, hey, we're gonna be back next week. We're gonna be more enthusiastic.
Listen to us however you do it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Bye.
I'm sorry, good people.